In this video, we are going to learn how to find the zeros of a function. Let's look at the linear function f of x equals x plus 2. The graph of this function makes a 45-degree angle with the x-axis. And intersects the x-axis at -2 and the y-axis at 2. We call the intersection with the x-axis the zero of the function. So the zero of this function is -2. But how can we calculate the zero of the function when we don't have the graph of the function? That's simple. We see that the y-coordinate of the function at the intersection with the x-axis is 0. So we just have to plug in 0 for y and calculate x. So we can write 0 equals x plus 2. And after subtracting 2 from both sides, we get x equals -2. So the zero of this function is -2, and we're done with this problem. Let's look at the next example with the function f of x equals x squared minus 4. What does the graph of this function look like? And what are the zeros of this function? The graph of this function is the basic parabola shifted 4 units down. Now, what are the zeros of this function? The zeros of this function are the x-coordinates where the graph intersects the x-axis. We see the graph intersects the x-axis at -2 and 2. So the zeros of this function are -2 and 2. Notice that the y-coordinates at the intersections are 0. So we can find the intersections of the graph with the x-axis also by plugging in a 0 into the function notation like we did in the previous example. Let's try that. 0 equals x squared minus 4. The only thing we have to do now is to solve for x to get the x-coordinates of the intersection of the graph with the x-axis. After adding 4 to both sides of the equation, we get 4 equals x squared. Now we take the square root from both sides to isolate the x. Recall that when taking the square root, we get two solutions, the positive square root and the negative square root. Always keep this in mind. This is very important, so don't forget this. The square root of 4 is 2. And the negative square root of 4 is -2. So the zeros of this function are 2 and -2. This video is what I did for you. If you want to do something for me, hit the bell button, like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching and happy learning everyone.